Hey, I'm Shay. Welcome to my home practice. I'm so glad you decided to join me. So today I wanted to talk about a few different variations of bridge pose, and as I do that, please do not be distracted by my awesome outfit. I think it's really important to remember that in a home practice, you get to come to your mat however you want to. Like, no one is watching you. You don't have to leave your house. Basically, show up in what you have as long as it's comfortable, more or less. I mean, hey, you want to show up naked? No one's gonna know. Unless you have a little dog over here, right? So a few different variations of bridge pose that I really like. And bridge pose is really nice for a lot of people, but a lot of people, I don't think, give themselves enough room in bridge pose. It's been pretty traditional that when you do bridge pose, they have you take the legs together, right? And I want to just be the kind yoga teacher to tell you and give you permission to take your legs wider, to take your legs wider than your hips, or at least as wide as your hips. Okay? So we're going to come all the way down onto our backs with our knees bent and the feet on the floor. Okay? And I just kind of want you to realize that where you place the feet initially is probably not going to be where you want them to end up. Okay? So as I come down, I'm going to kind of note most of the time I just kind of set my feet down, right? Like they're just where they are. So I want you to take the feet a little bit closer to you, almost like they feel too short, right? Almost like you've got more of like an acute angle there, okay? That'll kind of help you, give you leverage to lift into your bridge pose. And then another thing with the legs, just take them a little bit wider. And as you do so, possibly even turning the toes out a little bit so the knees can kind of go in their own directions. Okay. Now, option one with the arms, this is probably my favorite. Probably the most enjoyable and the one that I return to most often is by grabbing the sides of my mat and like with handfuls. And your mat is like resilient, so don't be afraid of like you're gonna break it or something. So just grab your mat and like pull, like have like this nice traction that you can work from. So I've got the lower half ready to work and I've got the upper half ready to work. Now we need to work with the center, right? So I want you to start to make a little bit more of like a short front by pulling the front of your hips a little bit up towards your ribs. And that's going to feel counterintuitive because you're like, I think that we're doing a back bend, right? We will get to a back bend, but we want to make sure that the stuff that does the stuff does that stuff, okay? So as you press into your feet, as you start to grip the yoga mat and kind of pull it apart, start to lift the hips. And we lift the hips by using the legs, by using the feet, using the glutes, using the hamstrings, and by using the back of our shoulders, by pulling the yoga mat. And for me, this just feels really well rounded. Like I'm obviously talking, I'm obviously breathing because I'm talking, and I've got this nice medium amount of work going on in the bridge pose. Right? It's not just about lifting my front, it's about kind of working the back too. Okay, so that's option one of bridge pose, and kind of up to you to experiment with where you want to place the legs, closer or further apart, closer to you or maybe further away from you. Okay, and then option two in bridge pose is bringing the hands together. So lifting, same thing, bringing the hands together, walking the shoulders a little bit closer together, and then you have a little bit more leverage to lift from because the shoulder blades are closer. Right, and then same thing, you're like you were pulling your yoga mat in half. You're kind of with your hands, almost like you're trying to pull your hands apart. My upper half and my lower half are trying to work about the same amount. Nice, slow your breath, steady and even. Facial muscles are doing nothing. And then really slow, you'll release. That was two. Okay, now a little bit more engagement in your bridge pose, a little bit more work in the back of your body. Take your arms overhead. So you kind of take out the help of the upper body as much. You won't go as far, but you'll definitely work a little bit more. Okay, so same setup with the legs, but the arms this time are reaching overhead by your ears. And then I'll start to press into my feet, use my legs, and now notice I'm not going as far here because I don't have like the leverage of the shoulders underneath of me, but what I do have is a little bit more engagement of the back side, right? A little bit more level of a top side, right? Hips are still trying to lift to ribs, and that back body is really nicely engaged. It's like pelvic tilt forward. Yeah. And then breathing, same as before. and then lowering all the way back down. Okay, so those are my 3 favorite ways to do bridge pose. A little bonus action is like a one-legged bridge, right? So once you get up, you might want to heel toe the foot a little closer in, kind of the setup that you prefer with the arms. I would possibly take the most supportive version, hands grabbing the mat and pulling, and then one leg up, possibly even the leg forward for a bit more work. Not like you're wanting or needing it. Well, let's be honest, our glutes and hamstrings could always be a little bit stronger. Nice. And then once you experiment with that stuff, give yourself a second just to pause in neutral, to refine your normal pace of breath. Awesome. Hope that helped. Favorite way of doing bridge pose is the first way, but I kind of alternate with those other ways depending upon how I'm feeling or what I'm wanting to get out of the pose. As a reminder, your mat just wants you to be on it. Come as you are, right? It's just important that you do this stuff. Have a great rest of your day. Hope bridge pose feels better for you. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. See you later.